Hello, Internet. Maybe. Probably.
Probably.
It's a good chance.
Are we on the stream, friends? Is this what we're doing? Is it happening?
Yeah, it should be.
Oh, I've waited my whole life. I'm so excited to be on the stream, friends.
It's your big break.
Hi, everyone.
Uh, I hope all my gifts are working. All my beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, for a second, I thought that this GIF was an ad, and I was really confused as to what I'm seeing. Um, I was super confused. I was like, "This is what am I getting an ad for, and why does it have the name of the game in it?"
Yeah, we're playing Divinity Punch. Um, no, it's, I figured this is probably what the game's about, right? You
It's pretty
divine things?
similar.
Nuns?
We do
Fire?
take on the role of two traveling nuns.
Well,
Let's start our
only
role
one of
playing
those is a
right now.
nun. The other one is Sailor Moon. This is.
Let's let's start our role playing right now. Let's really get into character. I'm gonna be the nun,
I'll be Sailor Moon, I guess? Or
as
Sailor
usual.
Neptune looking terrified in the background there, cringing.
Sure.
The Sailor Moon musicals are fucked up. Anyways, welcome to
We have
Street
some things to
Friends.
talk about.
Yeah, we do. A lot of
We have
things.
some things to talk about before we get into our co-op playthrough of Divinity: Original Sin. So to begin with, we're going to go through character creation. So you can switch over and do that whenever you're feeling ready.
Sounds good. I've gone ahead in advance and looked at options, so I won't be spending forever in here because
Oh, great.
Lord knows I will spend forever in character creation if
Yeah, I
you
mean,
give
you
me
need to take our
opportunity.
time. These are the characters we're going to be spending, 60 plus hours with. We wanna be excited about them. We want to believe in these characters. Austin wants us to do in-character voices. I always do an in-character voice.
Actually, it wouldn't be that hard because I was listening to the dude voices, and you're like a hair away from the rogue voice. Sometimes the rogue voice says lines, and it really does just kind of sound like a Phil voice.
I don't know if that's. I mean, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if that's something I should be like offended by or
I think
concerned about.
maybe it's like a you're on the same like note or in the same key or something. I don't know.
Do you like when you think of me? So, and this is important for the character we're about to be making. When you think of me, Janine, do you think of me as roguish? Do you think I'm a rogue type? Do you think the character that I would play in an RPG would know, like, say, lock picking and other rogue type abilities?
Did you ever watch Xena?
Yeah, I mean, of course.
And
Yeah.
there was that dude Joxer.
I vaguely recall that, not very well.
He wasn't really a rogue, but I don't know. I could see you being like the Joxer of rogues.
Okay. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to take that, but I'm gonna just say, okay, sure. So I think the way that this works, I think the way that co-op works in this game is you're going to design the two characters, and then when I join your game, I'm going to take over as one of them. In this case, I will take, assuming that you would like to play the female lead, I will offer to take the
Totally.
male lead. Although I think you can actually make both of them female.
You can, yeah.
Or
It
both
does
of them
give you
male?
the option.
Yeah. But I will take the male lead. You can be the female lead, and it'll be a lot like our real life roles on Stream Friends.
Sure. That's I can get behind that. You're gonna have to explain classes to me because I have been torn on just what class I'm interested in.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is there are classes a lot like something like, say, Dark Souls. Classes are really just a starting thing. They're a base from which you can kind of put your character in any direction as you level up. I think I was actually toying with the idea of not using any class for my character and just rolling with some made stuff.
Risky.
I'm actually going to jump into a new game here so that I can look around at the options for that if we decide to go that route. But I think starting as a class is smart. So for people watching, I've already played about 20 hours of this, or 25 hours, because I'm playing it for review. Janine is going in mostly blind.
All I've looked at is character creation.
Sure. Um, he says these are just butts. Is this a game about butts? Is this what Stream Friends is now?
This is Divinity original butts.
He says that as though Stream Friends hasn't always just been about butts.
Yeah, I don't know where he's been.
Verbal Femme says Just Butts 2 by Avalanche. Looking forward to that. But yeah, you do what you want with your character. We can decide on a class and everything, and
I've been leaning Wayfarer because it seems like a nice blend of kind of practical stuff and also magic. Like, she starts with a bow, but she's also got spells.
So what I like about Wayfarer, so Wayfarer is sort of like a bow. Yeah, it's sort of like the archer character. I think if you go with Wayfarer, you're probably going to be using bows the whole time. Not necessarily. I shouldn't say that. I mean, like, you have the option to, like, but that's where I've gone with my, because I used a Wayfarer to start with. That's where I've gone with my character. Two things about Wayfarer that I really like. You do get a heal spell, so that gives us a heal spell right from the start.
That's true.
We do get 2 NPC characters later, and one of them is also going to be a healer. But it's nice having that option to have a second healer. And you get to summon spiders, which is great.
I don't know how I feel about that.
The thing about Wayfarer, and if you
get to
don't
talk
take
to animals,
if you don't take Wayfarer, I will, because Pet Pal, which allows you to talk to animals, is so good. You get every animal in the game will talk to you. A lot of them are adorable, and several of them also give you quests.
Ooh.
Or provide alternate ways to get through quests.
The reason I've been torn with Wayfarer and some of the other magical classes because this game also has a lot of weird, like, elemental shit. And that stuff also looks real cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can safely say, if you decide to go with a more melee or weapon focused class, I will do a magic focused class, and vice versa. Again, we will get 2 NPC characters, and the 2 NPC characters are essentially a 2-handed weapon expert, and then a sort of all around general mage / healer. So the way to make a really nicely well-rounded party then is to have one of us also be at least semi into spells, and then one of us be more of a melee. I would say probably like a one-hand and shields type character.
I always tend towards magic and range stuff myself.
Sure, then I think it's smart for you to do that. Have you considered the witch, which also gets Pet Pal?
Yeah, I did kind of. I think it was a lot of the like starting powers did not inspire me exactly.
Sure. I just I
really like the idea of talking to animals. A lot.
Yeah, I mean, talking to animals is great. It's a really good idea. And I mean, I will say it would be good for whoever is leading on our stream to have that ability, because people are going to see the dialogue from your perspective.
I think the one thing I really don't like about Wayfarer is that you don't start out with charisma, because charisma, my gut feeling whenever I play any RPG is get that fucking charisma up.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is, not many of the classes start with that, right? It looks like
a lot of the magical classes do, but that's about it.
What I will say is, you'll have opportunities to put stuff into that. You'll also be able to find weapons or gear that give you charisma bonuses. Again, one of my mains is a Wayfarer, and he is he is at this point in the game hella charismatic. So it's definitely not something that just because you don't start with. So to give you some insight, you see there's 3 different things for your classes, right? There's attributes, abilities, and talents. Basically, every time you level up, you're going to get bonuses to put into 2 of these. Most of the time, you're going to be putting stuff into attributes or abilities. And then every once in a while, you'll get a new talent. So attributes and abilities you can worry about a little bit less. Talents are the big one that those are a little bit rarer. You need to have certain abilities or attributes unlocked or pumped up to a certain level to unlock talents as well. So that's kind of your barometer for which are the most important as you're picking a starting class.
Okay. I think I might go with witch then.
Okay, cool.
Seems to pet pal is really a priority for me.
It should be a priority for all of us, I think.
What can I cook
in
up
that
today?
case,
What could that have done?
take a look around here. I'm thinking maybe I will go with cleric.
Okay.
Which is a nice mix of, it's melee, sword and shield, but also has some healing ability, which I like. And I think...
Hold! Our enemies have laid a trap.
Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe that voice doesn't sound anything like you. That's also totally possible.
I like thinking that. Kelsey says you can pick Pet Pal without being a witch necessarily, which is true. I mean, you could pick a different class and go in and customize.
You'd have to... Yeah. I don't... My first run through their game like this, I don't like getting too fancy with stuff like that.
Sure. And I'm actually... you know what? I am going to go ahead and just... I think I'm just going to keep the basics with Cleric. I don't think... I could mess around with the talents some, but I don't think it's worth it right now. We'll get plenty of talents. Let me do a quick look. Let me look. I like some of the talents, like Know-It-All. Decreases everyone's attitude towards you by 20, but gives you 1 extra point in intelligence.
Right, wizards have that from the get-go.
So good. Actually, okay. Select Cleric for me. But go into Customize. Go into Talents.
Yep.
Get rid of Anaconda.
Okay.
And put on Opportunist.
Ooh.
So Opportunist, it says, gives you the ability to perform attacks of opportunity. Essentially what that means is if an enemy's standing near me and it turns in the opposite direction, like let's say it's standing by me and it decides it wants to go attack you, I will actually swing at it when it turns away from me, which is huge for the melee characters.
Yeah, definitely.
Really helps you, it really helps you a lot.
Austin in chat says, Witch plus Cleric, y'all basically the fantasy odd couple right now.
Yeah, well, this is why I'm excited about playing a
talents
game
are
co-op
cool.
with Janine, is I think Janine and I approach games very differently. I think we've seen that in other streams. So I think this is going to be very interesting, I would say. Also, okay, as long as we're here, let's get rid of my Precious.
Oh, okay.
And let's replace that with Thick Skin.
Some of these talents are really neat, like Politician and Scientist. Scientist, I think, is what Wayfarer starts out with.
What is that? Scientist gives you a bonus in
Crafting
blacksmithing
and smithing, yeah. Stench.
Oh, that is nice.
Ew. That's disgusting.
A couple of things that we should immediately start looking into for abilities. I'm not going to mess around with any of these now, but for us to consider as we level up is one of us should definitely learn lockpicking,
Oh, yes, of course.
and one of us should learn Lore Master.
I think witches already have a bonus in lore, so that probably means I should do lore and you should do picking, right? That's...
Yeah, that would probably be correct.
Wait, I picked the wrong phase. Okay. I think I picked the wrong phase.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
you do. You
there's
do
the
have
phase
Lore
that
Master
I
already.
wrote.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, because Lore Master is basically you need it to identify items, and so obviously that's going to be important because we're going to find lots of items that are not identified, and we don't want to have to just. I don't even know if there's like NPCs who can identify them. I think it's all based on you have to have a character who can.
So I was going to name the dude character Snorri, which is a reference to Jack's Crusader King stream, where he's been playing, or he started playing as King Snorri of Angerman Land.
Yeah.
Because this guy looks like an Angerman.
Sure, absolutely.
kind of looks like an Angerman. If you would like to have a say in your name, please let me know.
No, I'm happy to be whatever you decide. Jordan says, Phil, don't worry, Janine has an illustrious history of stealing shit in video games. Is that true, Janine?
I mean, look.
Oh man, you're gonna love this. We can pull some crazy shit playing co-op. It's gonna be incredible. We're gonna steal everything.
I'm pretty excited. All the things that I've heard about this game have made me very excited for this. Okay, Cleric, Witch, I think we're good to go.
Alright, start it.
Yes.
Do it.
In the days of old, the sorcerers of Rivellon cured the sick and healed the wounded through a great power called Source. But a terrible darkness invaded the land, and Source was forever tainted. The sorcerers who once healed now only destroy.
This intro is boring as shit, but don't judge the game yet.
A
Don't leave
few
us.
brave Source hunters
I
are all that
promise it's
stand between Rivellon and the dark power that threatens to destroy it.
Source was forever.
Wherever Source appears, hunters follow.
So that was loud as shit.
You might need to turn it down or something.
I had scaled the volume back in the settings real low, and it's very loud.
Rise and shine, Master Source Hunters. The captain wants you up on deck. Hear them gulls? Means we're close to shore. Don't ever you go in there, Master Source
Damn, that is
Hunters.
loud.
City's
Freak
full
your
of
mic.
undead, hungry enough for blood. But you're
It's
supposed to investigate that murder,
the
ain't you?
loudest thing in the
They
world.
say it's Source that did the counselor in.
Austin says,
Source
really into
in a
this
city
game,
like
still not over the
Cyseal.
fact that they
Nowhere
fucking
safe
wrote
anymore.
sorcerers.
I
Here they
that
are,
drives me
Captain
crazy.
Sir.
God's blessings on
Turn
you,
you up
hunters.
manually in Skype.
You'll be happy to hear
Shit.
we've reached Cyseal. But there's trouble offshore, so we'll have to sail in carefully.
Okay,
Here,
that
have a
might be
look.
better.
I hope so.
Those
I
are
hope it
Orc
is.
ships, and they're blocking
better.
our passage. We'll get
Do
you
a
as
little
close to the
window
city
juggling
as we
there.
can.
Daydream
and
Tomb
drop
says
you off on the
sorcerer.
beach. Be
I would be
wary
more
now.
excited about that.
Orcs are on the attack. Undead have closed every route out, and there's a sorcerer on the loose. If we're to get justice for the counselor,
They've done a
you'll
really
have
good
to
job
keep
of
your wits
animating
about
these
you.
mostly still pictures. With
May the luck of the gods be with you
tools
both,
and Photoshop
sorcerer.
and like the and stuff. I'm not being sarcastic. Normally that looks really bad, but it actually really.
loud. I can turn my mic up as well if that would help. I don't know.
Once the cinematic is done, I should be able to get into the settings proper. Although now this loading music is very quiet, so it just maybe can't make up its mind.
Keith says Sorcerer was a super fun Discworld joke when it was in a Discworld book, but in this serious thing, nah. I wouldn't be so quick to judge this as a serious thing. Like I know that's the tone that comes off in that, but just like let's see. It's not super serious.
I think I just got a trading card.
It's great.
Yeah.
Shtaloba says this opening was so dry I had to get some water. WG Study says if it's like Dragon Commander and Tony, it'll probably be a pretty silly game. Yeah, I mean it's in that same world as Dragon Commander,
This
so
is
I don't
such
think
a
it's
weird franchise.
I don't think it's quite as silly as Dragon Commander, but I think it's very like there are moments where it's certainly it's that same level.
I was playing a bit of Divine Divinity just kind of to, I don't know, build up my
I was gonna ask
anticipation for
you-
this, and
I was going to ask you, how does Divine Divinity hold up?
it's not very pretty, and as someone who doesn't have a lot of fondness for old school isometric RPGs, it's maybe not for me. Like, it's maybe
You
not
realize
a
that
thing
the
I
game we're
would...
playing is an old school
No,
isometric
but
RPG.
it's very pretty.
Oh, sure.
I mean, like real old school. I was impressed by a lot of the things it did, but also it's probably not the kind of game I'd finish. Like, it's the kind of game that playing it as an academic exercise is fun.
Nordica says Larian Studios would not make a thoroughly super serious RPG. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I agree. It seems like that studio is they're invested in making really big, complex games, but also in making them kind of silly.
Okay, how do you play this video game?
Crockpot says, this game has a mace called Clobbering Time, so it's alright with me. I have that mace, and it's the best, and I hope that I find it in this game as well. Okay, so I'm going to try joining... Okay, Bleeding's lobby, I see you. Connecting? Hopefully this works.
It's a nice looking game. I hope my computer's running it okay. I don't have
God,
my
I'm
textures maxed, but...
Yeah,
I
no, I
joined.
think it's very nice looking. I think their art style is it's good. Every once in a while, they do some weird things with, like, there's lots of... So you're going to see in the upper right corner, you can press a button on your mini-map, and that'll actually make you look straight down instead of from, like, that perspective. But that's important. Like, you're going to need that at times, because there will be shit, like, hidden by the scenery, which is kind of frustrating.
Let's go with a medium texture quality, that might help. Oh, well, it won't take place until the games are started. That's good. It's fine.
I think I'm in your game.
I also think so. You're moving.
I'm walking around. Hey! How do I /dance? If I can figure out how to type. Didn't work.
Someone's singing or something nearby. Some nerd is singing. Can I go swimming? No.
Okay, I said hi. Some nerd, you want to go beat them up?
I mean, I don't know that I want to beat them up, but I
Let's go
certainly
explore.
want
Let's
to
do
cause
this.
problems for them.
Let's okay, I'm gonna take a look at my inventory quick, see what I got.
Oh, that's a
I got a
good idea.
backpack. Backpack's empty. I've got a resurrect scroll, so when you die, I can resurrect you. When? I've got minor healing potions, and I've got the Order of the Source Hunters, a brief history. So if you want some lore,
How do
oh
I-
yeah, and 200 gold.
Oh, so this does that thing. Divine Divinity did this too, where gold was like an actual item in your inventory, and to trade with people, you had to put the correct amount in the trade slot, and that was very weird.
Yeah, I mean, you can just hit a button to auto balance that.
Oh, that's good.
But also,
Ooh, that page turn is nice looking.
you can. This is one of those weird RPGs where you can trade with any NPC in the game, but also some NPCs don't have gold. So if they don't have gold, that kind of hurts.
I've never liked a page turning animation in a game as much as I like this page turning animation.
It's something to be proud of.
It's amazing.
Thumbs up, Larian Studios, 10 out of 10. It's a real page turner.
It's very tactile.
I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Sounds
Ready
good.
to
Yeah.
explore, head up this beach. Oh, boxes.
Ooh.
Open that and check it out, see if there's anything. I'm gonna let you do the honors while I collect some shells.
Orc
there's
ships
nothing.
waiting to the west.
Something
I'd
in
mistake
there.
this for a placid beach.
At least the orcs make a bit of noise when they attack. It's dark-dealing sorcerers that'll strike with neither warning nor mercy.
So did you get that at the same time as I did?
I did just get that.
A dialogue? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know entirely how it works yet. We're still learning here. Oh, you're going this way. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna try to mostly stay by you. I'm gonna pick up shells as we go. These shells we can trade later.
Also, chat, let me know how the sound is, because right now it feels like the game is a little quiet, but I'm scared that a cutscene is going to come roaring in, because I haven't actually... The cutscene seemed disproportionately louder than the actual rest of
If
the
you
game
hit-
was, so...
Here's a pro tip. If you hit the Alt key,
shell.
left alt, you will see any items that you can pick up. So there are a ton of shells that are just kind of blended in, but you'll be able to see all of them.
Can I just take? Are those good for anything, or
just trading later? They're not worth a ton, but it says you can use them. I don't know what happens if you use them in combat.
I mean, shells are kind of sharp, I guess.
It says use to consume.
What? Oh, I think there's pearls in them sometimes.
Oh, some of them you can use and some you can't.
I think a thing I saw is that sometimes there's pearls in them.
I'm gonna use these ones I can. No pearls.
I hope you're ready for me to just meander.
Oh, hey, it gives me
is
a
this a cave
boost,
or
though. Where are you?
It's just like a dip.
Wait for me.
I thought it was a cave, but it's just a weird dip.
Oh wait,
Is that a
there's
corpse?
Ooh.
Yep.
Gross.
What's it doing here alone?
Lonely
We should
corpse.
probably check that thing.
Get that rain scroll.
Rain scroll will be very useful later.
Traveler's journal.
You should read that as well. Yeah.
Rejoice, for the statues have granted my wish. Their whimsical nature, however, must not be taken lightly. So before I soar through the sky like an eagle, I shall attempt a mere hop from the cliff. No, buddy. Oh, he did a stupid thing. He did a bad thing.
Oh hey, let's talk.
Whoa.
This is your line. You read this.
Can you believe this? The man jumped off a cliff at the behest of some statues of all things.
All right, so now we get to decide how we're going to roleplay this.
Boy.
I'm going to say pure madness. How could someone be so utterly naive? It's cool. I can't even see your response options here.
I feel like I should do this. Rivlon is no stranger to the supernatural. He might well have flown to the sunset and looked down at us cynics laughing.
Alright, so you got romantic and I got pragmatic. And if you open your inventory and look at traits, you'll be able to see that show up. If you have the pragmatic trait, crafting is increased by 1. If you have the romantic trait, lucky charm is increased by 1. Lucky charm is actually really good.
That.
So
those are delicious.
Lucky charm means that every time you open a box or a crate or whatever, there's a higher percentage chance of there being something rare in there.
I was going to say, I don't think that response is necessarily romantic, but I'll take that bonus anyways.
I'm going to send you these shells.
I think for a witch, that's pretty realistic.
I sent you those shells because you're my friend.
Thank you. Is it these shells? No, those are different. Okay, those ones aren't the openable ones.
Yeah, that's why I
think
sent
this
them.
one gives you water resistance. That's really weird.
When you try to open them, they give you some water resistance, which is strange. Nothing that we're gonna find use for, I don't think.
I thought they were supposed to drop pearls.
People were super psyched about that co-op stuff. Yeah, that co-op dialogue stuff is awesome. And that's part of the reason I really wanted to play the game co-op. Like, it's just a cool, like... Yeah. I like it a lot. And it's weird. It's a little weird when you're playing single player, but I just decided to roleplay my two characters as, like, kind of opposites. So I still get to, like, make interesting choices. I think we checked everything on this side. I think we want to head up now.
I realized I hadn't covered the middle, and then I realized that was a giant rock, so...
Curses upon them, source hunters! Secure the stone! I'll deal with these rats.
Goddess be with you, master!
So how do we combat?